I bet you didn't notice it happening, but by the time you turn 80, your body might have silently erased half of your muscle mass. Gone, without warning, without pain, until one day standing up from a chair feels like climbing a mountain. This isn't just about aging. This is about sarcopenia, a disease that's quietly stealing independence from over 50 million seniors around the world. And yet, some people in their 70s still ski, lift weights, or climb stairs without a second thought. What makes them so different? Why do some age like superheroes while others lose strength year by year? Today, we'll uncover 7 scientifically backed habits that can literally reverse muscle loss, even if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. And the first habit is something most of us do wrong every single day. If you're over 50 or care about someone who is, this might be the most important video you'll watch all year.
Let's dive in.
When it comes to preserving muscle as we age, not all stress is harmful. In fact, some forms of stress are essential. This concept is known as hormetic stress, short, controlled exposure to physical challenges that stimulate the body to adapt and strengthen itself. Examples include cold showers, sauna use, intermittent fasting, and brief intense muscle contractions. These mild stressors activate cellular defense mechanisms, reduce inflammation, and support mitochondrial health. Research from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging shows that cold exposure can increase adiponectin, a hormone that protects muscle tissue from breakdown. Meanwhile, heat exposure through sauna bathing stimulates heat shock proteins, compounds that repair muscle cells and support long-term strength retention. A Finnish study found that individuals using saunas 4 to 7 times a week had up to 40% less muscle loss than those who didn't, even without heavy physical exercise. These stressors work because they don't overwhelm the body. They challenge it just enough to activate the genes responsible for repair, growth, and resilience. Key takeaway: controlled discomfort, in the form of brief cold, heat, or fasting, can be a powerful tool for muscle maintenance. Aging does not mean fragility is inevitable. It means adaptation must be intentional. Many people think they're eating enough protein, but timing it wrong could be quietly accelerating muscle loss. This is due to a phenomenon called anabolic resistance, a reduced ability to build muscle in response to protein, which becomes more pronounced with age. The common mistake? Eating the majority of daily protein at dinner and very little at breakfast or lunch. But muscles don't store protein credits for later. They rely on consistent stimulation throughout the day to grow and maintain strength. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition shows that older adults who consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal 3 times per day experience significantly greater muscle synthesis than those who eat the same amount concentrated in a single meal. Here's why. After each protein-rich meal, your muscles enter a growth window lasting 3 to 4 hours. Miss that window? The opportunity for synthesis is lost until the next meal. Some of the best protein sources to include: morning, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, whey protein smoothies. Afternoon, legumes, lean poultry, quinoa, tofu. Evening, fish, beans, grass-fed meat, or fortified plant proteins. This pattern not only improves muscle mass, but also supports blood sugar control, metabolism, and satiety, all crucial for healthy aging. Key takeaway: it's not just what you eat, it's when you eat it that makes the difference. For people over 60, evenly distributed protein intake can mean the difference between muscle growth and silent decline. But even with the right protein at the right time, your body still needs the raw materials to process it. And that's where vitamins and minerals play a silent but essential role. Coming up next, habit number 3, optimizing vitamin D and micronutrients. Even if you're eating enough protein and exercising regularly, your body may still struggle to build or preserve muscle if it's missing the key micronutrients. One of the most important of these is vitamin D, often called the muscle vitamin. It plays a direct role in muscle synthesis by activating genes that regulate strength, coordination, and balance. Yet, according to data from the CDC, over 80% of adults over 65 have insufficient vitamin D levels, especially those who spend little time outdoors. A landmark study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% stronger muscles and significantly better balance than those who were deficient. Vitamin D levels are considered insufficient below 20 mg/ml, while optimal muscle-related benefits typically occur above 40 mg/ml. How to improve vitamin D status? Sunlight, 15-20 minutes of direct midday sun without sunscreen on arms, legs. Food, fatty fish, egg yolks, fortified dairy, and cereals. Supplements. Most seniors need 2,000 or 4,000 IU a day, but testing is recommended. However, vitamin D should not be taken alone. It works in synergy with vitamin K2, which ensures calcium is directed to bones, not soft tissues or arteries. Other key micronutrients for muscle health include magnesium supports over 300 muscle-related enzymatic functions. Zinc, selenium, chromium assist in protein synthesis and insulin sensitivity. Vitamin B12 methylated form, essential for neuromuscular transmission and energy. Key takeaway. Think of protein as bricks, but vitamins and minerals as the workers who know how to build. Without adequate micronutrients, your body cannot fully utilize protein or repair muscle. Still, even with the right building blocks in place, one silent threat can quietly break muscle down faster than you can build it. Chronic low-grade inflammation. In habit number 4, we'll explore how to manage inflammation to protect muscle, mobility, and overall longevity. One of the most overlooked reasons older adults lose muscle faster is inflammation. Not the kind you feel, but the kind you don't. This hidden form of inflammation is called inflammaging, a state of chronic low-grade inflammation that develops with age. Unlike acute inflammation, like swelling from an injury, inflammaging works silently, breaking down muscle tissue day by day. Research from Tufts University found that seniors with high inflammatory markers lose muscle up to 3 times faster than those with low inflammation, regardless of exercise or protein intake.
Why does this happen?
Inflammation not only breaks down muscle protein, but also blocks the anabolic signals that normally tell the body to build new muscle after meals or workouts. What causes this silent inflammation? Poor sleep. A diet low in fiber and rich in ultra-processed foods. Sedentary behavior. Disruption of the gut microbiome. Strategies to reduce inflammaging. Sleep. Maintain consistent bedtime. Sleep in total darkness. Avoid screens before bed. Gut health. Eat 30+ different plant-based foods per week. Include fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut. Movement. Avoid overtraining. Instead, maintain moderate daily activity with occasional intensity. Nutrition. Increase omega-3 intake. 2 to 3 grams each day from fatty fish or supplements, curcumin, turmeric, and antioxidant-rich foods like berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil. Key takeaway. The muscle you build with food and exercise can be quietly lost. If inflammation isn't controlled, managing inflammation isn't optional. It's essential if you want to preserve independence and strength as you age. Now that we've addressed how to protect muscle from breakdown, let's return to how we support its growth, through specific nutrients that power each contraction and repair. Coming up next, habit number 5, micronutrient support. Micronutrients don't get as much attention as protein or exercise, but they are just as essential for maintaining muscle. Think of them as the small switches that activate big systems. Without them, even a perfect diet and training plan can fall short. Take magnesium, for example. It's involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, many directly related to muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and recovery. Yet up to 70% of older adults don't get enough magnesium. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with adequate magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength and better physical performance compared to those deficient. Another overlooked nutrient is vitamin B12, especially in its methylated form. It supports nerve-muscle communication and energy production. Deficiencies are common with age due to reduced absorption and common medications like metformin or proton pump inhibitors. Other vital micronutrients include creatine, improves strength, cognition, and muscle hydration. Recommended dose, 3 for a day. Zinc, selenium, chromium, assist in protein metabolism, insulin response, and tissue repair. Omega-3 fatty acids, not just anti-inflammatory, as mentioned earlier, but also stimulate muscle protein synthesis. For most older adults, food alone may not provide optimal levels, especially with reduced appetite or absorption. Blood testing and targeted supplementation can help identify gaps and correct them efficiently. Key takeaway. Protein builds muscle, but micronutrients tell your body how to use it. Without the right vitamins and minerals, your muscle-building machinery stalls. Now that we've covered the building blocks, protein, vitamins, minerals, let's look at what powers the circuit. your brain's ability to communicate with your muscles. Coming up next, habit number 6, preserve neuromuscular connection. You can have enough protein, exercise regularly, and still feel weaker year after year if your brain starts losing its connection to your muscles. This connection is called the neuromuscular junction, the point where your nervous system talks to your muscles and tells them to contract. As we age, these connections weaken, not because of inactivity alone, but due to actual degeneration in nerve signaling pathways. This leads to slower reflexes, poor balance, and even falls, long before muscle mass visibly shrinks. A 2020 study from the University of Michigan found that older adults who regularly engaged in coordination-based movement, like Tai Chi, dance, or racket sports, maintained over 30% better neuromuscular connectivity than those who only walked or lifted weights. Strategies to preserve neuromuscular function: coordination-focused exercise, Tai Chi, dancing, ping pong, tennis, movements requiring timing and accuracy, brain engagement, puzzles, dual tasking, e.g., walking while talking or counting, memory games, breathwork. Deep breathing or box breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, which supports neural recovery. Micronutrients, alpha-lipoic acid, B1-benfotiamine, acetyl L-carnitine, all shown to improve nerve muscle signaling. Key takeaway: strength doesn't just live in your muscles, it lives in the connection between your brain and your body. Preserving neuromuscular health helps you move with confidence, react with speed, and maintain true independence. Now that we've covered how to protect the nervous system that activates muscle, it's time to apply that strength actively with the most powerful anti-aging method we know. Habit number 7, progressive resistance training. If there is one habit that separates the strongest 80-year-olds from the frailest, it's progressive resistance training. Unlike walking or light aerobics, resistance training actively tells your body, keep this muscle. We still need it. The science is clear. According to a major review from McMaster University, seniors who performed high-effort resistance training just 2-3 times per week saw significant gains in muscle mass, strength, and bone density, even in their 70s and 80s. What makes it progressive? Overload, gradually increasing resistance over time, through weights, bands, or even body weight. Effort, reaching a point where your muscles feel challenged, near temporary fatigue. Functionality, focusing on movements you use daily, squats, lifts, pushes, pulls. Consistency, training at least twice per week with proper rest and recovery. You don't need a gym or heavy equipment. Resistance bands, water bottles, stairs, and even your own body weight can be effective, as long as you challenge yourself. Key takeaway: muscles respond to demand. If you don't ask more of them, they quietly shrink. Progressive resistance training is not just exercise. It's a long-term investment in mobility, confidence, and independence. So now you've learned 7 habits, each backed by research, each within your reach. But knowledge means nothing without action. In our final section, let's bring it all together with one message of hope, inspiration, and commitment. If you've made it this far, congratulations, because you now know more than most people ever will about how to stay strong as you age. These 7 habits aren't theories. They're real, tested, and within reach of anyone, regardless of age, fitness level, or starting point. Let's quickly recap. Hormetic stress, gentle challenges like cold, heat, or fasting can trigger strength adaptations. Protein timing, spread your protein evenly across meals to overcome anabolic resistance. Vitamin D and micronutrients, provide the raw materials for muscle recovery. Manage inflammation, lower chronic inflammation to prevent silent muscle loss. Micronutrient support, magnesium, creatine, B12, and others unlock full potential. Neuromuscular connection, keep your brain and muscles talking. Progressive resistance training, demand more of your muscles so they stay. But knowing isn't enough. The most important habit of all is to start. Maybe you'll begin with a morning protein breakfast, or commit to 2 workouts a week, or just take that first 30-second cold shower. Every action you take sends a message to your body. You're not done yet. If this video inspired you, let us know in the comments. Share it with someone over 50 who deserves to keep their strength. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next video might be the one that changes your life. Stay strong, stay curious, stay in control.